Hi, if you're new here, my name is Camille Easterday. I'm a realtor here in Maryland and also in Pennsylvania. And so call or DM me if you need my assistance. Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I will be discussing some of the horror stories that I've experienced as a realtor or a real estate agent. So in the celebration of Halloween, and I also had my birthday is in November 1st, I will be discussing some of the horror stories that I experienced as a real estate agent. Now we're not talking about ghosts. I haven't seen ghosts, thank God, in a house or something like that, but those that are like discouraging or sometimes like frustrating as a realtor. And you will also see here in my video that we had the trick-or-treat celebration this 2022 with my kids, my friends, and also my family. So stay tuned. Happy Halloween! Say trick-or-treat! Look at that! Kuya, oh, because it's a Minecraft family here. There's another one here. You want to take a photo? Kuya, you take a picture with us. Trick or treat! Happy Halloween, guys! Happy Halloween! You say thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so the first horror story as a realtor for me, since I am a mom already, as you can see I have my kids here, is that I had an experience where I spoke with a supposed client or customer. He was selling his property as a for sale by owner, and of course as a real estate agent or a realtor, we are excited to talk to a client, a customer that could possibly become a client. So I called this guy and he's interested in meeting me, and so he invited me over to the property that he was selling during that time. And then the meeting was about in the afternoon, like around 6 o'clock. And my kids, well, one of my kids, of course, he goes to school, and then of course my daughter is being taken care of by my parents, and I usually pick her up like around 5 o'clock, and then for my son I pick him up in school at 2:30. So 6 o'clock I had to meet him, but this is not the usual thing. I actually can pick up my kids, or specifically my daughter, in my parents' house anytime, even if it's nighttime, and I'm really thankful for them for doing that. It just so happened I just thought of picking them up like around 5 o'clock, and therefore I brought them in the meeting. So I went there in the property. I honestly brought my exclusive listing agreement, so because I was assuming this guy would really list his property with me, because we really talked long and I was able to convince him, you know. And however, when we were there already, my kid, this one, started crying, like big time crying. She was crying so loud, and I was like, oh no, that's it. And obviously the seller was walking around the property, showing me the property, the rooms, bedrooms, bathroom, the backyard, and my kid was behind me and she was crying aloud. And then so the seller said, you know what, probably we can just talk next time, and you know, you have to take care of your kids first, something like that. But there was no next time. After calling him several times after that meeting, he was just saying, okay, let me see. And then at the end of the day, I saw him listing it with another agent. So it's really a horror story because I was pretty excited. It was near our residential property. So I thought, you know, it would be easy for me to just go there and show the property since he's almost like a neighbor for me. So that's the first horror story. So scary, let's go. Oh, look at that ghost right there. Oh my. Ooh. Okay. Ano yan? Nakatayo dun. No way. Yung ya. Oh, it's a Ghostbuster. You say trick or treat. Happy Halloween. You say happy Halloween. Christian, you say happy Halloween. You say happy Halloween. The second horror story that I had was I was representing this client who happens to be an investor. So he's really into real estate. He's been selling and buying properties here around Maryland, and specifically in Hagerstown and Boonesboro. So he spoke to me and he showed me this 15-acre land that he wanted to purchase. For me, that's really a good deal. And no, it's 20 acres. So why did I mention 15? Here's the horror story about that. So when we're already under contract, we're all ready for everything and all. And then when the title report came in, we discovered that there is like a 5-acre forestation easement, which of course my buyer did not like. He was so upset because he really thought it was 20 acres, and it was chaos between us, the sellers team and the buyers team. We were really throwing emails and we were trying to negotiate. The seller was really nice to deduct $10,000 out of the sale of the listing price because of that discovery. But still, my buyer was really fighting and saying it should be half of the price. He would only get it if it's half of the price. It was really hard because I was trying to represent him, but at the same time I was thinking, you know, this buyer is really like he doesn't want to work with me. And so of course that's the reason why we do have brokers. I'm so thankful that I was able to call my broker and ask for her help, and she and her husband really helped me with this transaction, and we were able to convince the buyer, hey, if you really like this property, you know, sometimes we agents make mistake and we forget to put, not really forget, but we are limited when it comes to the knowledge. We are limited when it comes to what we know about the property we're listing, and so I can't blame the seller's agent as well if she doesn't know about that. So at the end of the day, we were able to close, but it was so horror story because good thing my broker was there for me. Para tayong madaling araw na nagbubundok. Hiking. No, here you go again. Look, Christian, look. Okay, get some. Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! The third horror story that I had was when I was a seller's agent and I listed this townhouse here in Hagerstown. It's a beautiful townhouse. I really liked it, and my seller was so excited because I was able to put it under contract in 4 days. I listed it on Monday, and then on the fourth day, somebody offered. There were actually multiple offers, and we got of course the best and the highest for her. For the closing, the horror story about that was the buyer was having a hard time, closing or having his loan approved, and he had the lender was asking him a lot of things and requirements, and he didn't even know what to do, and even the buyer's agent. Eventually, after a week of extension, they asked for an extension, and we agreed with that. After a week, they're ready, but then my seller had a problem during that time. We discovered, specifically the settlement company discovered, that she owned a lot of debt, that it had to be approved first, or it had to be cleaned up first before she can sell this property, because it was a lien on her property. And good thing my husband, who is a real estate, I can't say not only expert, but also he's well experienced when it comes to real estate, because he's an investor and that's his business, helped me with this. We called the lender, we called those people that we had to talk to. It should have been her who would have done that, but we just help her, iron everything, and we're able to close. Say thank you. The last horror story that I had as a realtor was on the day of a closing. Okay. The closing was supposed to be in the afternoon, and in the morning of that day, I couldn't reach my seller. I was calling her several times. I was emailing her. I was so nervous about it, because the buyer's agent and the buyer were really excited for this closing. And so I was like, why wouldn't she answer my call? And then good thing my husband, and another good thing was the property was near our primary residence. And so I called her several times. My husband decided to, stop by the house, the property itself, and because she was still there, it was an occupied property. She was still there, and he knocked at the door, and he found out that she was still there, and she hadn't even moved any of her things, not even clothes or a furniture, not even once, or a vase. I was so stressed because the closing was in the afternoon. So my husband and I decided to help her. I cleaned up, I vacuumed, I moved out the carpet, I moved out the couch with my hands, and also my husband. And we called some of my husband's employees, because he has a heavy equipment business. We had to call them and ask them to help, and I had to move all of her clothes and things, and I really had to help her, and I understand what was happening during that time. And eventually we were able to finish like around 4 o'clock. Good thing the closing was at 5:30. So there you have it, guys. At the end of the day, I really enjoy and I love being a realtor. I don't think there is another job there that would really make me happy like this. It's a passion, and I love being a realtor, helping people and meeting a lot of people. So, but that was my horror story, just for the celebration of the Halloween for this year. If you are interested about my life as a real estate agent, go ahead, like, subscribe, and click your notification bell so that whenever I post, you would be notified. Thank you very much. You have a great day. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.